Hi, hello, welcome. I am Mr. V, and today we'll be playing some video games. I like video games. I like to play them, I like to talk about them, and I'm going to do both of those things at length. The next couple months, I'm going to be playing a lot of games, one at a time. I'm going to go through them, and we're going to talk about them all sorts of awesome, interesting ways. And yeah, I'm gonna be playing mostly like my favorite games. We're gonna kind of start in the old school and like stuff I grew up with, and gonna kind of work my way through my favorite ones and see how it goes from there. I'm gonna be focusing on more like single player, story focused type games, only because I think it's presented better. I think it's more entertaining, but I definitely play a lot of multiplayer games. We'll probably be doing that too. It's just not going to be the focus. I think it's a little less interesting. But today we're going to play Fallout 1, which is a fantastic game. One of the first games I ever played. It is a post-apocalyptic RPG, and it's top-down. The combat is turn-based, but only the combat. I think that's nice, a nice touch to it. I think it makes it nice, and it flows well because, oh my god, I am so sorry. Pardon, I had to start the game there, and I broke your ears, and I'm so sorry about that. Anyway, I was saying a thing, I really was. Anyway, yeah, the combat is turn-based, but the regular real world stuff is not. I think that's nice because, you don't want to be walking around all slow and stuff. You'll see what I mean. It works really well. It's sort of an interesting like D&D and action hybrid. I think the setting is really interesting. I think that's probably the best thing about the game is the art and the setting. So alright, we're gonna pop in. Bam! There it is. Alright, now we're gonna watch the intro too because all of it is just great. And it's gonna give me mad nostalgia.
Of me when you are all alone. Maybe the one who is waiting for you will prove untrue. Then what will wishing that I were near? Then maybe
War never changes. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons. Petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska, the US would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door, under a mountain of stone, a generation has lived without knowledge of the outside world. Life in the vault is about to change.
Yeah, so that's the intro. We could even just talk about that for like forever. That's amazing. But yeah, that's the setting. I really like the idea that, you know, the culture's kind of stuck in the 50s. We're kind of still that nation state, but the technology is far beyond what it was in the 50s, and I think that it's interesting to see, you know, that just taking those silly ideals and played out to extremes. All of a sudden the world is this mess. It's this like clash between that nice clean 50s like feel and, you know, obviously the complete rugged, mutated, awful post-apocalypse. So yeah, here we go. I don't really know what kind of character I'm gonna make. I'm totally familiar with all this. I've played Fallout 1, definitely, but I haven't. It's been so long that I don't remember any of it really. I never beat the game. I couldn't tell you about half the things that happened in it, but I played Fallout 2 to extreme excess, and so yeah, I'm totally familiar. This is the special system here. I think, as always, we're going to kind of want to focus on agility, because that gives you action points, and action points are going to be really important later for doing stuff. I'm going to do the maximum amount of things. Going to do some perks here. You can see we got some interesting ones. These are just, these optional traits at the bottom are like mutators. So, for instance, this one is your metabolic rate is twice normal. This means that you are much less resistant to radiation and poison, but your body heals faster. So yeah, like they all have some sort of trade-off where, you know, you're gaining something, but you're also losing something else. This one is always interesting. This one doesn't do anything except exactly what it says, just makes people die gruesomely. Now, it's these two at the bottom that I'm always kind of interested in. They work kind of well together, too. Skilled says, since you spent more time improving your skills than a normal person, you start off with better skill levels. The trade-off is that you do not gain as many extra abilities. You will gain a perk every 4 levels. So, perks are just like buffs to your abilities. They add new things, new little nifty shenanigans. I don't think I'm gonna do it though. I want my perks, but this is a good thing if you want to kind of jack of all trades it, lone wolf it up. But I'm gonna do gifted probably. You get +1 to all your special stuff, which is amazing. You use 10% on all skills to start, and you receive 5 less skill points per level. But you can kind of negate that with intelligence, because you'll have a little more of that. So I'm gonna do gifted, and I think gonna kind of build the leader here. We don't need luck. We're not gonna be lucky. Screw that. That anvil, it's totally falling on our head. We're good with it. So yeah, we're gonna go 10 agility because that gives us 10 action points, which is what we want. That's the juice. You'll see later. Intelligence, definitely. We're gonna drop the strength. We're not gonna be that strong. It's okay though. We don't need to. Not any perception either. We're gonna go just charismatic. Everyone's just gonna be our best friend. You know what? I will leave one in perception, because this modifies sequence and ranged combat distance modifiers. That's a bunch of things that basically means you shoot better. So shooting better is indeed great. I feel like we're gonna do speech because that's why we threw some charisma in there. We're gonna have friends because honestly, there's just you run into a lot of situations where you're just gonna make it easier by talking your way out of it instead of the alternatives. You know, I'd hate to be playing and get stuck somewhere because there's some tough fight that I have to do good rolls on, which I'm hoping doesn't happen, but I know this system is capable of that. Gonna do small guns because it's accessible. There's a lot of just, you know, pistols, SMGs, and rifles hanging around. Well, the question is, what do we do with the third one? Energy weapons is tempting. It's good late game stuff, excuse me. Don't really need first aid or doctor. A lockpick. Now that's tempting. What does outdoorsman do? Practical knowledge of the outdoors and the ability to live off the land. The knowledge of plants and animals. That doesn't sound particularly handy. Now, gambling as a skill isn't that interesting. You get better at it. You pray to RNGesus. Let's do lockpick. Let's just do it. Gonna get into all the things, steal all the stuff. Well, we're gonna Mr. V. It's gonna be me. We're gonna do it. 25, male, why not? 25 is a good age. Alright. Christ, you're ugly.
Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification system is giving up the ghost. Can't make
It's
another
giving
one.
up the
The
ghost.
process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault. This is crucial to our survival. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs out of water. We need We marked your map with
excuse
the
me.
location of another vault. Not a bad place to
I have a pretty bad cough,
look.
so I apologize
Just
in
be safe.
advance. At the
Okay.
moment, it's just gonna have to be bearable. Aw, yeah. Pound.